Hey guys, Fel here with the first official game recording for Epic, and as you can see, we're about to jump into a dungeon on Final Fantasy 14 Expert level, which that just means highest end content and all that. I'll be playing an Astrologian, which is basically if you mix a healer with a gambler. I draw certain cards that do certain buffs, things like that, and I can throw them on the party members or save them for later, make them stronger, etc., etc. So without further ado, let's get this party started. Very flashy game as you've seen so far before. With these particular high-end dungeons, not all these AoEs are marked by little spots in the ground. You notice little orange circles that pop up. Those are actually the AoEs that do show. Throughout the entirety of dungeons like these expert ones, it's just constant AoE, constant movement. So if you're looking for fast-paced MMOs, this is definitely one you want. It takes a lot of pre-knowledge or preparation to do these dungeons. Hence the name Expert. But it does get easier in the end when you do it so many times. Tanks have it especially hard in this game because majority of the mechanics DPS usually don't have to worry about, but tanks literally have to worry about every single thing, from holding the actual boss to watching for area effects, target AoE, instant death, staring stuns, a whole bunch of shit. Whereas DPS can just run around the map, tanks cannot. They have to keep the shit facing in one direction like most MMOs. For this particular guy, the secret to this fight is he's going to drop little seeds across the arena here, and basically the goal is to stay the hell away from them because the little ones will hurt you, but the big one will kill you. Which the big one's marked by one of the radiating AoEs, is what I like to call them. Which you'll see what that looks like in a minute. That's a little seed there. See how it's marked by AoE? not a lot of time to run away from those. That's what I'm talking about. You need to have like pre-planning and know these fights beforehand, because you're gonna end up ruining a couple other people's times trying to carry you if you don't know the fights properly. As long as you roll with somebody, or if you get a brief explanation of the fight beforehand, you should be fine. As a healer, one of my main focuses, those are the big people. One of my main focuses for this particular fight is to make sure nobody has slow. Because if they ever slowed, chances are they won't be able to run away from all those exploding seeds. One thing I like to do as astrologian is basically what I call running healing. When shit starts hitting the fan and I need to start running from AoEs, I just slam down on my regen healing, which is just healing over time. Throw it on everybody and keep the fight rolling. And that's one dead-ass boss. That was an expert level dungeon boss. It's a lot easier if you know have people that know what the hell they're doing. That's an upgrade. Go ahead and take that. Recommended. Go and auto equip it. See, it's already there. Real easy. Update my gear set. Good to go. Now this guy's probably gonna he's gonna mass pull, which means he's gonna pull a lot of shit at once. Which a lot of tanks prefer doing this, but the healer needs to be ready to heal a lot of damage. Give him a damage buff. Yeah, I can click the names in the top left of my party and I can just heal from there. I don't actually have to find the person, which makes healing a lot easier. You can also do auto tabs using your tab button to cycle through party members, things like that. But I tend to keep it on enemies since I play DPS more than I play healers. Almost the sync boss was right down this way. And do another mass pull. Right now I'm grouped with the tanks of champions, which is what currently Yosho's rolling as. And then I got a bard right over there, which is basically the archer of the game. He does bows and he also does like songs to give allies like mana regeneration, increased running speed, things like that. The other guy is a summoner, which you can see has these little pets. Each pet does a different thing. The one he's currently using is an attack-based pet. He also has a healing pet and a tanky pet. He still carries the knee greed pass. This particular guy, pretty much what I like to call a tank and spank, which doesn't do a lot of impressive things besides if you get hit by him, you get this nasty little debuff like this guy just got, which reduces basically all healing I do to you or any healer does to you by like 75%. So it's nasty, especially if you keep getting hit by shit. You will die. Healer can't compensate. There's no dispelling it, things like that. Besides that, it's just a tank and spank. And another little tricky thing to this guy is that he has no AoE marker majority of the time for his attacks. Like this attack, there's no marker for it. You just have to get out of range of him fast enough. The tank just didn't do it in time. Now I have to work through that debuff. See? Easy peasy. Just gotta dodge it. Tanking in this game is a lot more fast-paced than in like WoW, where you just stand in one spot until an AoE hits. Now this one, you gotta, like fights like this, you literally have to watch what the boss and or ad is doing, because they do certain movements before they do an attack. Like this guy's was going right after me, so I started moving. This is very fast-paced. Like he's doing it again. He's aiming at me again. That would have killed me instantly if I fucking stood in that or didn't move. And that's another dead boss. Usually, if a tank is mass pulling, he's comfortable with the healer and his gear. You need to be able to communicate with your healer quite clearly if you're going to do mass pulls like these. Or have confidence in the healer if you can't talk to him. If a pull is light enough where the tank's not taking any damage, healers in this game, it's a lot of people prefer you to do a little bit of damage if you're not healing hardcore. So that's what I'm about to start doing with some AoE. Now I'll throw some heals off this guy. damage. Make sure tanks always lead the way in case any surprise mobs appear. Mobs are just another way of saying adds or additional creatures that want to kill you. See in my lower left hand screen there's going to be a list of mobs right down here. Shows the current health bars, what their aggro is to me. The green circle means they're not pissed off at me. For a tank, you want to have all those circles as like red squares. That means you're currently the #1 target for them. That's just called enmity and or aggro control. It's what most of them do. Very important if you plan on tanking in this game to have that available button. You can also click and automatically target each ad from that as well. So you don't have to sit here and try to click the right ad and taunt them. This particular boss can be quite a bit of a bitch. He does a lot of area of attack and targeting attacks, where if you get targeted, you want to run him around the ring and drop the lava that's going to fall on you on like the edge of the ring, because you won't be able to use that side of the ring anymore. Every time he does a corresponding attack, that AoE is going to get wider and wider and wider, so you want to make sure you drop that shit on the very edge. Like, the AoEs and the boss fights in this game, some of them are quite freaking remorseless, I guess is the correct word. You mess up once and you can screw yourself in the long run, and this is definitely one of those fights. So he's going to initially knock off that much of the arena. Now it's just this, and of course lava is bad. You see, this spot right here is going to get wider and wider over time. Stepping in it, freaking kill you pretty damn quick. Do a little bit of damage while I'm sitting here. Switch back to heals. Target the tank. Dodge AoEs at the same time. Running heals. Very important as a healer. You know how to do that. So not all the AoEs are the same uniform either. They're all, that one was like cheese wheel where a quarter of it's cut out. You need to pay attention to those so you know exactly where you're standing. footwork is very important in this game as well. Like I said, it's a very fast-paced game. Switch damage. Switch the heals. The AoE over there got wider. We almost got this guy. Get back to damage. Just help us keep this final guy out and get out of here. There you go. And that is a hard mode dungeon right there. At the end of each dungeon, you can also give somebody a commendation, whoever you think did the best. For me, I'll probably give it to the Bard. And that was the first hard mode dungeon for my Final Fantasy 14 recordings. So I hope you guys learned something. For those that were looking into 14, if you want me to play as a different character, I can also roll through as a DPS. Yoshio is currently doing tank, so if you want to see how tanks play, we can also get him in on these recordings and show you guys how tanks roll.